Hi, it's Artemy. You can also call me Art, and you can find me at CUArtist pretty much everywhere. Since I am getting pretty close to finishing the chapters I'm working on, I just wanted to talk about how I do that with my process. I don't think it's anything too groundbreaking, but I do think that it is just kind of good to talk about things. I have been kind of leaving a little bit of smaller things that I've been noticing as I've been doing shading and blush and highlights. I know they won't be that difficult to fix, but I do think it will kind of throw me out of the groove that I'm in, so I kind of just leave them until the end. Stuff like the lines are crossed over the border, or just small little things that I forgot to color, and it's just kind of minor things. I do think another reason why I end up doing that is because I am very aware that I am going to forget other things, and if I am going back after I've done all of the kind of making things look a little bit nicer with the multiply layers and overlays, then I will be having to look for the other smaller pieces that are just a little bit off, and I just definitely would notice, and small enough that it's not going to make the process take forever. I'm not going to redo a whole page that I don't like, but small little fixes. I realized in about 2020 that I would post an art piece immediately after I finished. I was so excited. I really liked how it turned out. And I would look at it the next day and realize that there was just one small thing that I forgot. I forgot to color somebody's socks, or just this was a little bit off and I needed to tweak it a little bit. And so I would have to repost it, and I would feel silly every time I did that. So I started waiting at least until the morning so I could look at the art piece on my phone and just kind of look it over with a more critical eye afterwards. I also just kind of really like to look at my finished art pieces once they're done, because sometimes not being critical is good, and being oh, finally a finished work and I do like how this turned out, can be just really good for the brain. So while I'm just being ooh, I love all of these things, I tend to also start to get more critical after it has been, not immediately after I've finished. So just adjusting the proportions a little bit, or being oh, the color is over the line there a little bit. Just doing little small things. I usually end up doing this right as I'm going to bed, just kind of looking at stuff. And so with comics, I end up sending them as a PDF to my phone, and then using the little marker tool to just circle the areas that I am having problems with. It definitely looks pretty messy, but it is just something I can do in my downtime that makes it so that I have a very easy list of the small things that I want to fix later. Definitely learning the give myself a little bit to pause and breathe, and then look it over once more, and then post it if it is ready. For just any artwork, for comic stuff specifically, I'm just going to save it as the correct file and wait to post it until it is time. Definitely a very hard lesson to learn. I get really excited when I finish a piece, but I, at this point, am aware that I'm always going to miss something, whether it be an earring, or there's just so many things that are just little details that are really easy to forget. So I always like to give myself some breather time, and so kind of waiting to fix all the other little small fixes means that I definitely am going to be looking out for other things as I am going through the stuff after I've kind of finished it. That is all I have for today. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you tomorrow.